With all the discourse online about motherhood causing you to lose yourself, pregnant me volunteered first time me for a bunch of travel plans because I thought that that was what I would need to still feel like myself. This video shares 5 safety tips I came up with during those trips that might help you on your trip. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sarah, a postpartum planner, helping women be intentional during pregnancy and blossom into the version of themselves motherhood calls for. So grab a cup of something good for you and let's get into it. You're probably already on alert the moment you step out of your home. And that alert is sometimes on steroids when you're out of your home country for various reasons. Therapists don't come from me here, but I like to say that I have productive anxiety that helps me proactively plan for the worst. So these are a few travel tips I picked up when traveling with my newborn. If you are using rideshare and you're traveling with someone, always designate one person to be in the rideshare before the car seat enters the car and to stay in the car until the car seat exits the car, especially if the rideshare driver remains behind the wheel the whole time and isn't like helping you put your bags in the trunk. I've heard one too many horror stories of rideshares driving off with people's bags still in the trunk, and stranger danger is still a mantra I live by. And so I just like to be super precautious. If you are traveling alone, have important items like important documents in a bag that will always stay on your person, like maybe the diaper bag. Watch the driver place your bags in the car and then enter the car with the car seat and that bag. I made a habit of always having my hand on the car seat. So I would place a foot in the car, bend in, push the car seat in with my hand still holding the car seat, bring the rest of my body into the car. Then I would close the door and then buckle us in. That way, the entire time, baby and I were always connected to some degree. Consider placing an air tag or some type of tracking device in your stroller, diaper bag, and any checked luggage so you can track where everything is at all times. I remember on our flight back to the US, the passenger next to me tracked her luggage being stuck in Switzerland when she was told that they had transferred all the bags in time for her flight because the first flight she was coming off of arrived late. Everyone physically made it to the flight, but when they arrived in the US, a few of them realized that their bags were nowhere to be found. So she was able to look up where her air tag was, found out that it was still in Switzerland, and that's why it wasn't showing up on the carousel. If you're traveling with someone or a group, figure out a system of vocalizing who's in charge of watching the stroller at all times and ensuring that the person always has a hand on it, especially if you're constantly having to stop and ask questions about where you're going or strangers are stopping you. I remember early on, I went to the store with my partner and father in law in order to buy a pair of shoes for myself. Since we were all there for me, I just assumed either one of them would control the stroller while I was identifying which product I wanted to buy. I started to walk over to an aisle, but saw that both of them were also walking away. So even though we were there for me, I guess they both also wanted to window shop. So I went back to the stroller and called my partner over to watch the baby. And I've kept that system going ever since. So there's a chance that everyone is assuming someone else has the stroller. And more often than not, everyone is probably assuming mom has it since we're often the default parent. So always do a quick, hey, person, do you have eyes in the stroller? Before walking away and encourage everyone you're traveling with to do the same thing. I'm a foodie and I like to be in the business of enjoying my food as soon as it gets to the table, though that has ended ever since we left the newborn stage. But one of the things that I did that gave me a peace of mind whenever we were out at restaurants is I would always put the stroller between me and a barricade. So between me and a wall or me and some type of structure that made it impossible for someone to come towards the baby. That way I didn't have to feel like I was on alert at all times. Consider getting an easy to carry diaper pouch that you can use with one hand if you have to. In Europe, some changing tables are right over the toilet with no lid. So there are diaper bags with slots for everything. So there'll be like a little slot for the diaper, a little slot for the wipes. That's what I used. And I was so happy to have it every single time I walked into a bathroom. And it was styled that way, where the changing table was right above the toilet. Hopefully, these tips are helpful to you. Traveling with a newborn isn't impossible, but it does take strategy. Let me know if any of these tips were new to you, or comment below if you want more information about traveling with a newborn, and I'll see you in another video.